What up? What up? What up? It's your boy Kev on stage. Big fan of Paradise. Gonna be talking about it for like 30 minutes because episode 7 was outstanding television. If you have not watched episode 7, I highly recommend you stop this video right now. If you are going to watch the show, I don't even want it to be spoiled for you. I want you to enjoy it like I enjoyed it. And if you get it spoiled, you can't enjoy it the way it's intended. Now, some people can get things spoiled and still like it. I can't. All right. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Paradise Survivors Club. This show is fantastic. Shout out Sterling K. Brown, acting immaculately. Shout out James Marsden, acting immaculately. Shout out, I want to say Julianne Nicholson. I think she's Sinatra. Acting immaculately. Shoot, everybody in the show is killing it. Chris Marshall, she plays Robinson. Shout out her. Shout out the kids. Percy Daggs the fourth. The young lady, I don't know her name. Aaliyah Maston. She plays Sterling's daughter. Let's start off there. Now, here we go. Me and my homeboy and me and my wife was talking about this. This is what I want to talk about first. All right. Who is wrong? Okay. Cal and Xavier. Also, they never say Xavier. I thought that was interesting. Black folks, we usually go Xavier. And then sometimes Xavier becomes Zay. Everybody just says Xavier. Is that because they don't have any black people in the show? Or he just goes by Xavier? Yes, people in Patreon, this is Jim Pop. I want to talk to everybody. I'm sorry. Everybody's in. All right. So me and my wife was talking about this. And we were arguing over who's right. Cal, who's wrong the most? So you have Cal. Is he wrong for not telling Xavier, Sterling K. Brown? Is he wrong for not telling him, look, bro, something finna go down. I can't tell you what it is. Tell your wife to stop going to Atlanta. Is Xavier wrong for not putting his foot down more? Or is his wife wrong for not just listening? All right. Now, my boy Chief Levite Jay said Cal was dead wrong. Now, here's my thing. Cal's the president of the United States. You know what I'm saying? It's sensitive information. Can he say this stuff? Is he supposed to say this stuff? The security clearance, right? I'm married to a woman who has her own life. And I was asking her this morning, I was like, if I gave you the information that Xavier gave his wife, would you went to Atlanta? And she was like, probably. So for the people who think Cal's wrong, what is he supposed to do as a president? Especially because now we know they thought they had more time. The modeling suggests they had 10 days, and then it happened earlier. I would submit to you this. Nobody's wrong. It's a tragedy. Okay? Cal did what he thought was right. If he tells Xavier, he tells his wife, he might create mass hysteria. Xavier, trying to be a good husband, trying not to scare his wife, understanding who his wife is, and not understanding the stakes, right? Because us in the audience, we are the only ones that know everything. Each character doesn't know everything. So when we're watching the show, we're like, oh man, see, Cal, blah, 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 should have told him. Xavier should have known, but Xavier only knows what he's told. And as a husband, he can't go and be like, listen, girl, you stay here forever. I don't know what's going to happen when, because the way they set up his wife, his character, she's like, what? So I like that you can't square. Good writing allows you to be, to me, where you can't squarely put the blame on any character, because they're also acting within the way they act as characters, right? They're staying within the way they move. So for those saying Cal should have gave him more info, what should he have said? There's a world-ending event. I don't know when it's going to happen. Could be 10 days, could be 2 weeks. Tell your wife. Now mass hysteria happens because Xavier tells his wife. Then that lady, whose son was sick, can't remember that baby's name at the moment. Yeah, Cal tried to tell him. It's like Last King of Scotland. He is like, you told me, but you did not persuade me, Nikolaus. What would I do if I was who? If I was Xavier, I feel like I'd be in the same scenario. And that's why, as a husband, it was hitting home for me, because I feel like I'd be right where he were. There you go. Thank you. Edward is his name. I think if I was Cal, me, Kevin, low key, I probably would have. I don't know, man. I don't know, because the way Cal was like, let me go back and tell everybody right now, this is the right thing to do. Because Cal ain't got no unction, right? The thing about him, character-wise, that I think is consistent, the way his dad did all the stuff, he did everything his dad said. Cal hasn't been a decision maker until he was at the controls. And until he decided to tell the American people. Before that, Cal was doing everything that his dad was telling him to do, or somebody else was telling him to do. So you can't expect somebody who's not like that to be like that under any circumstances, right? But when it's time, he was like, I can't live with this. Then he makes the right choice. So he was a puppet, yes. Now you expecting the puppet to all of a sudden be the puppeteer. That baby was a puppet his whole life. He got to the president's office being a puppet. So you want him to all of a sudden be like, nah, man, tell your wife. Like, that ain't him. And I thought somebody said, this is in my own thought, but I thought this was interesting. Somebody said that Cal doing the right thing and telling the American public the truth caused the mass hysteria that prevented Xavier's wife from getting to the plane. If he hadn't done that, everybody's calm, which I agree with. Now, what I thought was so good about this episode, focusing on the janitor and focusing on Edward's mama, showed you the human toll of the Left Behind people. Shout out to the Rapture movie. Because Sterling, is he wrong? You could argue Sterling is just as wrong as Cal when it comes to telling the Edward mama do something. Because Sterling is like, no, man, I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't do this. I can't, I'll tell you when I'll tell you, right? Sterling, he did the same thing Cal did in that scenario, if you ask me. So how you expect him to be mad at Cal when he had more information than he gave? As far as I'm concerned, he didn't have the full picture. But the same thing with Cal. Cal didn't give all the information he had. Xavier knew something was up. He knew some people were going somewhere. And he chose, for the sake of the greater good, for whatever his reason, he chose not to tell Edward's mama uh something's going on, right? Uh so yeah. My wife in here? Who was talking to Miss Kev on stage? I didn't see her. What you doing here, Liz? Right? So, and I okay, this is oh, there's Liz. Because Xavier is cow to somebody. Absolutely. Yes, Xavier is cow to somebody. Now, I agree with this. Xavier knew enough to ask his wife to stay more seriously. But his wife is what could he say? The way his wife's character was written, the way his character is written, what do you think Xavier could have said that would have got her to be like, okay, I'm staying? Right. This is what I'm saying. I don't think she was gonna stay unless it was like, girl, if he had all the information and he told her the world is finna end, I think she stays. And also, I don't think Xavier thinks, oh, she won't be able to get out. They got the plan, they got this, they got that. I don't think outside of the world's gonna end, there's a massive weather event happening, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but here's the thing, right? My husband's Secret Service, and he says, don't go, I'm staying. Did he say don't go though? Or did he say, I wish you could stay? Because I wish you could stay. And hey, he didn't say, hey, baby, summer's finna go down. Don't go to Atlanta. I'm telling you, it's crazy in the office. He didn't say that. He was like, it was more on some like, don't go, baby, don't go, blah, 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 blah. Right. And listen, that's just good writing because I said about episode 2 or 3, I said his wife is not dead. Yeah, this is what me and Melissa was talking about. She said, I need to see his convo with the wife because the last time he talked to her, he was running late and they was trying to get a quickie and they meet in passing outside of the house. I wish I could play it, but I don't want this video to get taken down. Let me see if I can, hold on. Your last convo. See, it ain't on YouTube. They don't even know what I'm talking about yet. His last convo with his wife, it was more nonchalant. He said, I'll see you in 10 days. Right? Somebody said Xavier gonna have to eat the L because he absolutely didn't go hard enough. I agree. But that's good writing because nobody knows the full scope. Cal knows something's happening. He thinks it's happening in 10 days. I believe if Cal believed this is happening today, I think he breaks protocol and tells Xavier, hey, tell your wife don't go. I can't tell you more than that, but tell your wife don't go. Because remember, Cal was asking, when does your wife get back from Atlanta? Right? So I think based on the modeling forecast, Cal thinks he has more time for Xavier's wife to get back. And Cal making sure that his kids are with his kids, it shows you he's trying to do stuff, right? He's trying to make sure his people are squared away. Now, Cal did say his wife shouldn't go to Atlanta after this time. But that's why I think it was so good that it was like, we thought we had more time. Because if I tell you I'm finna hit a lick in 2 weeks, get your money up, give me $1,000, I'm gonna get you 10,000 back. And then the lick happens tomorrow and you don't have 1,000, you're gonna be mad at me, but I'm saying, you told me 2 weeks. Well, brother, it happened the next day. Okay, terrible example, and I don't know about hitting licks, so forget I said that. So anyway, here's the other thing that I thought was interesting. People. Oh, this is interesting. He told the president that my wife doesn't listen. The narrative is stereotypical Black women don't listen. It's insulting. I don't. Okay, I feel you, but I feel like she just had her own thing. Hold on, my wife's coming downstairs.
And this is why his comment about stereotypical Black women is why I'm irritated with the narrative that it's her fault. That's unfair. We didn't get to see the conversation. We do not know what Xavier relayed to her, and now we just are set to assume she was like, "Nah, nigga, I'm going anyway." If he was like, "No, woman, listen to me. No wife is going to be unnecessarily strong-willed and just leave." Girl, that don't even make sense as a human. I'ma just be so stubborn for the sake of being stubborn, and I'm finna die. The whole world is finna end. And I'm gonna go to Atlanta to drop some papers off. Goodbye. Nobody is doing that. It's these men's fault. You got two men to blame. The woman is out. Cal didn't do a good job expressing the urgency to Xavier. And if you don't want to believe that, fine. It's Xavier's fault for not expressing the urgency to the wife. The wife was living her life status quo. She didn't know she was finna die.
Do you want to come in?
No, I got pajamas on.
I agree with Melissa. I don't know if you noticed. I'm married to a woman that's closer to Xavier's wife than other people's wives. That's why when I asked her, what would you do? She was like, based on the information he gave, I would go. Melissa lives her own life. She is strong-willed, but she ain't, if I were to be like, Liz, for real, she'd be like, okay, I ain't gonna go. But if I was to be like, see you in 10 days. All right, nigga, I'll see you in 10 days. I got stuff to do. I'm gonna pull up, I'm gonna do that job. I'm gonna say 50-50. I'm gonna say 50-50. I'm gonna split it between Cal and Xavier. Now, I'm gonna tell you this: the moment where Xavier is outside the plane, and he's like, he knows he can't get to his wife. His kids are on the plane. Sonic booms are happening. And Cal and him are arguing. And Cal is like, get on the plane. He's like, I don't know what to do. First of all, Sophie's choice. Is that Sophie's choice? Sometimes I throw things out and I feel like they probably are right. But I don't ever want to just be talking crazy. Oh, cool. I was right. Sophie's choice. Do you go to save your wife? Do you save your kids? Also, Xavier didn't tell his kids the whole scope of everything either. But when Cal was like, there's 8 billion people who'd rather be on this plane, get on it. And then Sterling was like, I don't know what to do. First of all, he looked like Randall in that moment. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. I think you are who you are. And he probably takes some pieces from his life that gives each character. But his emotion, I was just like, oh, dog. And you gotta save your kids. And you know your wife finna die. Oh my God. Now, I don't want to be on her all night because I love my wife in real life. I want to talk about Sinatra. I said on Twitter, now I hate Sinatra like everybody. She's designed to be hated. However, as a character, hear me out on Sinatra. A good villain has to have good reasons. Okay? A good villain thinks they're making the right choice. Thanos, Killmonger, two of my favorite villains. Thanos thinks he's making the right choice for the greater good of the internet. I mean, the galaxy or whatever. Killmonger believes Wakanda should be using its resources differently. They both make sense. My theory is Sinatra is protect paradise at all costs because I couldn't protect my son. And to me, I will make the difficult choice that you don't want to make for the greater good of this community. I don't want to live nuclear holocaust, desolate apocalyptic land. And also, if we open up paradise to the world, it's not enough resources to go around. However much time they had, like, I think they're on some like plant-based vegan stuff. I think that city's designed to live off of 25,000 people. If 1,000 people, 2,000 people come in and disrupt the harmony, the whole thing's up and over. And what was it all for? Exactly. It's no longer paradise. And also, Sinatra's character through the flashbacks went from like tech startup owner to like leader of the free world. For all intents and purposes, she's the leader of the free world. As we know it, before they know there's survivors out there or how many, paradise is the world. And I thought it was interesting writing that a strong woman, all the women in this show are strong, no weak women. Sinatra, Robinson, the therapist, I can't think of her name, Sterling's wife, even Sterling's daughter, they're all strong-minded, make the right choice, do stuff. Like they're all like that. Sinatra, the president, Cal, ain't got no backbone. The new president who replaced Cal ain't got no backbone. It's nice to see a woman pulling the strings because in real life, it's often women pulling the strings and men taking the credit for it. So, oh yeah, even the assassin lady, right? If you when Uncle Billy says you got to come with a bigger one, first of all, I called it on her when she said there was more killers. I always thought that girl was acting from the moment she was crying about the video game. I said, man, that girl ain't who we think she is, but we didn't know enough to know nothing. But I said, oh, but she killed Billy after being with him. But from the moment she entered that screen, I said, something's up with her. I don't know what. I felt like Billy was like, you think it's going to be him, but I always thought it was her. I was like, she ain't right. And I'm never right about shows. I never be guessing stuff right, but I knew something was up with her. I knew Sinatra was obviously the one, and I knew Sterling K's wife wasn't there. I'm sorry, I don't mean to call him Sterling K, but that's Sterling Kelly. So something switched in Sinatra to me. This is my theory. Something switched in Sinatra when all the money in the world, all the resources in the world, all the doctors, all the medicine could not save her son. Something happened to her in that moment. I think a fuse changed in her when she couldn't save her son. Her transformation was complete, and she was like, "I'm gonna do whatever I will never let something like that happen again. I will protect people at all costs. So if it means killing the 4 people, keeping paradise closed, all of that, she'll do whatever." Now, the thing I couldn't figure out is who killed the president. I believe Sinatra when she said, I would have if he kept getting too close, but I didn't. The DNA coming from outside the world, somebody on Twitter's theory was Edward's mama killed the president. She has motive. Access we don't know about, but she has motive. It can't be the therapist because the DNA doesn't exist in the world. So it's somebody we don't know, right? It's like, it's very much who shot Fitz or someone from Dallas. I don't know that person. But that Edward's mama killing Cal, the president's dad, his DNA would be there. And why would he kill his son? Oh, you think Sinatra did it, but I don't think so, man. I think they want us to point to her, and it's not her. They never showed Edward. He's a kid. He was like showing you the human cost. The janitor and the lady whose son was sick, they didn't get to go to Versailles. The janitor being like, I'm gonna see my family tomorrow, and Cal being like, yeah, Sinatra ain't been no liar. She's been a lot of things, but she hasn't been duplicitous. She's been straight up for the most part. She's been evil. She's been cutthroat, but she ain't been lying. The dog guy. Who's the dog guy? Her husband would be DNA. If there's no DNA, that would make you think it's not somebody who's in paradise. Everybody who lives in paradise has the bracelets and has the DNA. So I don't think we know who it is. Edward is the lady's son at the White House that kept asking Xavier, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. What's going on? What's going on? How they get in, I don't know. That's what's good. And I was telling my wife, I was like, this show can't exist in paradise forever. It's going to become like a post-apocalyptic zombie show. Humans are the real monsters type of thing. But you can't live in paradise forever. Nah. Sterling's wife, the daughter saw who did it? Okay, but nah, I can't see her not saying nothing though. Cause she got that iPad. That was yeah, Edward is a kid who's sick in the White House. The lady, his mom, was in the White House. I don't know her name, so I keep saying Edward's mom. Let me see if I can find her name. Sorry. Who is Edward's mom? Because the way that lady was staring at the helicopter when they left, and she was just staring at the helicopter. Oh no, she's probably dead, y'all. Oh no, she's probably not dead because of the blue stuff. I don't know her name, y'all. The lady who works in the White House. I don't know her name. I don't think Xavier's wife is a killer. I don't think she's a killer. Now, let me tell you what I thought was really interesting and a good lesson on theme. The episode starts with the Cuban Missile Crisis and the general being like the Russian submarine general who was at the controls of the submarine who just decided not to press the button. When they had that scene, I was like, why are they starting with this flashback of not characters? And I thought, oh, this is the theme of the show. Who is at the controls when the moment matters? So fast forward to Cal deciding to go the blue code, which was basically the EMP. Shout out to the Matrix. Who killed JR? That's what it was. The EMP to shut down the world and save lives versus the nuclear holocaust. I thought, oh, the right guy's at the controls. I think Sinatra wanted him to go nuclear so that everybody would die and paradise lives on. That was a small little moment that lets you know her goal is to preserve paradise forever. And if that means everybody's dead or the whole world is paradise to her. So she's like, push the button. I don't care. Let everybody topside die. That will make sure that paradise is safe. That's her be all end all. She got the gun. She got control. She will do whatever to protect paradise. Cal finding his balls in the last moment was also good. Oh, because of her son. If my son got to die and I can't protect him, everybody got to die. Is there? No, there's other black people in it. Ain't no other black people in the Versailles. There was another cop. What? Monty, you ain't finna do nothing. Oh, Robinson is black, y'all. What? I'm like, bro, I know there's some black people in there. Robinson was black. Yeah, there's some blacks in there. Oh, somebody had a real question is. All right, now, come on. What? That is hilarious that you thought about that. They built a city, and I know they had to build a beauty supply store, at least the ethnic aisle. That's real. Who brought the braided hair into paradise for the baby? Where's Sally's beauty supply store? It gotta be, it can't even be enough for a Korean, little wild beauty supply. That is funny. Who got the braided hair in here? And are they making more? Oh, I was thinking about this too. That was a good question. What the heck is on the cigarette? They ain't talked about that in 4 episodes. Xavier must have memorized it and burnt it. They got to come back with that. What was on the cigarette? I thought it was a latitude, longitude. I thought it was a code. What is it? The plane number? What plane number? What plane number? It was a code for the guns? Oh, the code to get out of there. Yeah, the wigs ain't wigging, but they often don't be. Okay, cigarette is pushing to season 2. The cigarette, the comments going too fast. Cigarette code is on the planes inside. But what would that mean if the cigarette code is on the planes in the abandoned hangar? What would it mean? What was Xavier being a pilot? He can't see good. What would it mean, y'all? What does it mean? The code was not on the plane, y'all. We don't know, y'all. We over here arguing. What we need to do is find out who bought the braiding hair down to paradise. All right, I'm taking guesses. Who killed Cal? Do we even know? Who's y'all guess? His daddy. I don't think that man's lucid enough. The one time he was lucid when he grabbed that black girl and said, "I saw you," and he really did. Cal's dad DNA would be there, y'all. Sinatra is too obvious. I agree, Mariah. Sinatra too obvious. An outsider makes more sense. Edward's mama is my guess. Jane, Marcia, she's in there. The lady that mugged the plane. She walked to DC. She walked from DC to Colorado to kill him. The generals, they got killed. Somebody been living there off the grid. That's my guess. I think it's a character we don't know yet. First Lady and Cal ain't been cool for a minute. Oh, you're right. It has been years. And that lady would know. She might know. Liz, did they tell Edward's mama that he did say somewhere in Colorado?
I like Edward's mom theory.
Edward's
I
mom?
personally like it because it also is full circle
Of where they left off?
yeah.
And they stayed on her for a minute.
Yeah, they did.
And she would have motive.
Yeah.
Information, means, and she's the one who knew about Colorado. She makes it.
Did she think she was going?
Yes.
She thought
she was going.
She was like, I've been with you from the beginning. They were like,
not
no
today.
can do.
Yeah.
Company policy
And
said,
no can do on
no
that.
can do on
That white dude that was his first day at work.
Yeah.
He pulled the blicky out. He thought he was going. But for her son, I bet you her son died. It's either her or a troop she's leading. She's out for revenge.
Her son is dead.
Her son dead.
Her son is dead.
Her son is dead.
But
He didn't have the medicine.
But remember when they were on the plane and they were showing where the targets were going? Where was DC one of them? You know how Atlanta
I remember.
wasn't a target.
I think DC would always be one. I don't remember, but DC, if you're gonna kill Americans, you going for that
route.
route.
That means she's dead?
No, because Cal did the blue button and protected everybody because his wife was in Atlanta.
The blue button was showing you what was protected. That map was, remember, it said not targeted or something like that on Atlanta. That's why I was like, oh, there's nothing landing in Atlanta.
Protected from the from the nuclear?
From the nuclear. That's why the wife is still alive.
I don't remember if DC was on there. Did any of y'all see? Oh, DC did get flooded because the obelisk was all the way to the top.
Right. So it doesn't matter anyway.
So it can't be her then.
Did you guys talk? Why don't they want the outside world? Why are they so afraid of the outside world?
Because my theory is they are afraid of the outside world because they have a perfect ecosystem. For the amount, they have 25,000 people, no more. I don't even know what they do if people have kids. I think somebody needs to die. I think they got perfect harmony. If you start letting people in, I don't think there's going to be enough resources.
And there's no chance of rebuilding the outside world.
They made it seem like, so Sinatra said, even if there is life up there, it's not viable.
But what does that mean when we know those three people were living?
You could be living and still be not viable.
Xavier's wife is still up there living. They're over there using walkie-talkies.
Not viable.
I want the same way I need to see the conversation. I need to understand.
They're not showing you that on purpose.
What's happening on Earth?
I think there's no nuclear holocaust. I think there's.
Well, there's not because he didn't press the
button. Yeah. So there's a lot of destruction.
I'm so curious.
But I don't know how people. DC was the flood because they showed the obelisk underwater. In one of the episodes, they showed the obelisk and the obelisk was underwater. Y'all don't remember that episode? They showed the top of the obelisk and it was like this much, and then they smash cut to the obelisk again, and it wasn't underwater, just so you know for sure that DC was flooded. It was like all the water up to the top, and then they cut to it. The obelisk, yeah, the DC monument that's super tall. Oh, you're right. But they were okay. It could have been not right away, but they were making it seem like the tsunamis were that day. So any coastal city was going to be flooded. DC was done. No, I don't think it was a dream. I think it was real. I think, Kia, how are you doing, girl? I ain't seen you in a month of Sundays. Kia's an amazing actress, y'all. We used to work together when I worked at All Dev. I'm sorry I got distracted. I was like, I recognize that picture. Yeah, all the power got shut off. They have no electricity. I thought about that. But then how are the radios working? It's called what? Obelisk? Is it? Oh, I always said obelisk. My bad. We're talking about episode 7. Oh, what episode that happened in? I don't remember what episode that happened in. Yeah, he said it was going to whomp and whoosh 12 times over the planet. Nah, Cal dead now. Okay, now we doing crazy conspiracies. Now that man dead. Or is he? Radios might be fake. Okay, guys, we kind of come on, man. We kind of think we going too far in the conspiracies. Why would Cal be alive? New president is terrified. He be falling all over the place. New president is worthless. New president can't help at all. He be tripping all the time. He be peeing. I know he peed. The day of the thing, the day he got the job, he be peeing. He never wanted the job. Neither of them wanted the job. The new president is afraid of his own shadow. All right. You think Xavier's going to comply to Sinatra? I think his character, to save his wife, I think she got him dead to rights. She got him dead to rights. To save his wife, I think he'd do anything. It was so good to get for her to use his wife and his daughter. He got two. She got information on his wife, and she has his daughter. What is he going to do? Kill her? You know Jane will kill your daughter. She's worse than Billy. She will kill your daughter. So she's got the upper hand. Xavier and the squad had the upper hand for like 3 episodes. But now that his daughter did not go where she's supposed to go, teenagers, listen to your parents for you be dead by the white girl. Sorry, I have teens who don't listen. And the white woman's going to grab them up, talk about some doggone popcorn, and now you dead by the white girl. Now you dead by the white girl. Because you don't want to listen when your daddy say, stay right here, and I done told you, and you don't want to listen. Now the white woman done killed you. Like that black man who said he would rather be with a dog than a black woman. And then it looked like that white woman killed him. And I was like, might not have should have said that one. Seeing as who shot you. But the point is, watch out for the white women when it comes down to it. They'll kill Uncle Billy and they'll kill the black man who was talking crazy online. She took the iPad. Somebody said, why did she take the iPad? Because she was trying to find information on her mom. And that tracks. I thought it was something way more nefarious than that. But man, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. And that's what I'm saying, Brenda. Brenda, this is what I'm saying. We not leaving with all the answers, man. We're not finna see his wife. He can't kill Sinatra. We're not gonna find out who killed. I don't think we might find out who killed the president. But I think that's all we get. I think season 2, they venture outside. I think season 2, Xavier got to go out into the world and find his wife. How can you find your wife walking through the United States? How? I don't know. Yeah, they got a second season. But I don't know how much we're going to find out before then. I don't think they have enough time to give us everything. We might find out who killed the president because the season started with who killed the president. The wife, the new stuff, that's later on information. If I were pitching this show, I would say season 1, you start off in Paradise. Who shot JR? Who killed Fitz? Who done it? You find out you're a city within a city. Season 1, we end the story we began with, which who killed the president. Season 2 would be Sterling's quest to find his wife. If you watch The Last of Us, Joel's got to get Ellie to the medicine people or whatever his goal is. So I think season 1 is who killed Cyclops. Season 2 is reunited and it feel so good. Season 3 is Paradise Won't Last. That's my guess. Auntie is in there. She's there. Also, this is really small, but I really liked it. I loved how happy the bartender was when his wife was alive and how sad he's been ever since. I think that's such a great small little beat. He was so upbeat when his wife was alive. And once she died, the light has left his eyes. Anytime they go to the bar, he is just like, that's such a good thing. That and the janitor is great. And Cyclops been killing. Black folks, when I watch something, I said, boy, Cyclops ain't had his glasses on all episode. That's why he died. Where is his glasses? He doesn't have his glasses. Auntie, you see him at work. He not protecting nothing. The daughter is getting on my nerves too, but it's also consistent with teens. They don't listen. They don't understand the scale of things. It makes sense. All right, y'all. Right, when you actually like your spouse. All right, y'all. Let's meet back here next week. I feel like after the finale, we got to come back here and talk. Me and Melissa be watching it on Monday night at 9 p.m. in LA. But I'm going to let y'all watch it on Tuesday. Let's meet back here next week, Wednesday, and talk about the finale for the Paradise Survivors Club. I've enjoyed my time with y'all. I really love talking about TV with y'all, with like-minded people. I do want to know who brought the braided hair to Paradise. Is that lady here still in here? I want to make that a standalone video. The lady who said that, I want to make that a video, but I can't steal your joke. I want to say, I think it was Grindhouse or something. Something else. Yeah, the finale's next week, Jazz. Dan said he's going to answer questions in episode 8. You better do it, Dan. This show is also Evil Truman Show. Saudi Arabia? You watch from Saudi Arabia? Nice. Appreciate you. Dang, Saudi Arabia? Dang, that's crazy. All right, God bless y'all. God keep you. We'll see you next week.